Wom, 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 wom. Okay. Hi, welcome to Sunday night stream with Tyranny and a Jimbles and a old-fashioned made with fresh orange. Slightly too much bitters. Also a Scarlet Poison. I just keep getting new. Oh wow, okay. Just getting new shit every time. Yeah, I say too much bitters, and I mean it. Like I used quite specifically. What are we doing here? I could go crossing like at a rebel captain. I could go crossing. I don't even remember what we're supposed to be doing here, so. I believe we've spoken to Verse, but not all of our other companions. Ah, that's right. We just met with Fake Limp, and we're going to end up in a fight. Okay, so. Hi, welcome to Sunday. I've had a really good Sunday. Hello, Cleric. I've had a really good Sunday. That. Woke up a little late. Amos Stitches looked after Baby K for a little bit while he got ready. I continued getting him ready, then we went on a trip to Costco. Sometimes adventures with the baby are actually about doing things that help the house. It's fine. It's engagement, and, you know, he should be aware that being part of a house involves doing work for said house. Sometimes that work is collecting things from a shopping list that you made and then purchasing those things. Sometimes that sort of work also look here. Comes with pizza. So after that, it's been a good day. It's been a great day, to be honest. Yeah, you're not moving. How about you? Yeah, thank you. So honestly, happy to celebrate. We're celebrating with. Oh, you are fucked. Lantry, buddy. We don't need to use this because, like, they're about to go down. And even if he does get
blood come.
Where did all this blood come from? Nice. Lantry, that's awesome.
I got it.
What was it? Comrade said? Combat is absolutely brutal? He's not wrong. Jeez.
I will aid you.
Well,
why can't I hit anything?
We're doing all the side quests before we're supposed to. You're underleveled. Good. Okay. So I think good day, and I'm glad to have had it, and I'm glad to have more ahead.
I'm not dead yet.
Especially given Thursday nights running into Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Friday is after Thursday. I slept so bad I called in sick. I fell asleep roughly 5:30 and woke up at, well, the usual time to do work. I had to message and say, I can't make it. I'm done. I'm sorry. That wasn't much fun.
Right.
But
interesting.
After a very good Dagger Hut session with Emma Stitches and Loxy, but Emma Stitches was running it, it turned into a good Friday nevertheless, even if I was so tired. So tired by the end of it. Holy shit. We recovered. So yeah, good weekend, good day. I don't have anything more striking or informative to say other than what a good time. Maybe a little wistful that the weekend is.
Can't do that.
That's all right. There's still time. Since I finished Pelix, Florian, and Travis, we'll talk to them in a second once we've done our little update. Catch up on what's going on. Our babysitter is looking after baby cat at the moment. So even Emma Stitches is getting to rest, which she deserves. Lots of people deserve, that's for sure. But I can speak personally about how much rest she should have, has earned, that sort of thing. I've been replaying Dawn of War. because I finished Space Marine and still wanted to play more. But not Space Marine 2 right away. Started on that. Let's see when I'm more awake. I finished the last mission in the campaign for Dawn of War Remastered, original campaign. Sorry, Dawn of War Remastered, original campaign, last mission, at about 12 o'clock last night. Your computer or my computer? Because I have lost a total of 56 frames due to rendering lag. So I hope it's not me. If it's network, well, there's very little I can do about that. Except kick OneDrive. I finished All Out War, I believe it is. The last episode, the last mission in the original Dawn of War campaign, remastered version, at about 11:30 to midnight or so, on my tablet, using my Apple Pen, which doesn't allow you to right-click without pressing it on the Apple Pen perfectly, holding it for a few seconds without moving. I still managed to fucking do it. I'm a genius.
Spotted something.
I'm a genius. This is hilarious. Everyone's just taking so much damage all the time. So like bonus health? But like who needs health when you just kill enemies fast enough? Ability cooldown. Her abilities are good. It also affects dual wield dodge. Yeah, okay. Clear. That's the spirit. Good job, Luxie. What I'm saying is it's just been a good weekend. It's continued being good and I'm looking forward to more, right? Bonus of dodge, hobbling so they move slowly. All like armor penetration is very good. Bonus of dodge. How much? 10 dodge. Pretty high. 2 range armor penetration. Reduces the armor by... that's pretty good. Honestly, Hobbled Prey is probably a better choice, but we'll take a look at it soon. Bonus experience. Oh, nice. Welcome back. I think one of the things... well, I've spent a lot of time talking about the setting and like reading dialogue from verse. You remember at least part of that because it was awful. Because I didn't know she was voiced at that point. But primarily, I am happy to do a very quick recap. Journal. I'm not reading all of that. We work for the Fatebinder. We are a Fatebinder. We work for Tunon the Adjudicator, who is the judge, the highest judge in Kairos's evil empire. We work for them. We are a diplomat and we are good at shit. We also have at least one violent duel. We are given discrete tasks to achieve, and if we don't achieve them, people die. Sometimes us, sometimes others. We have fallen into line and achieved a lot, and that's pretty reasonable. It's fine, Nuxie. I'm going through it now. One of the things we did was we were involved in the conquest of most of the tiers. We did things. That has come back to haunt us a few times. God, I love old fashions. Holy shit. At the end of the conquest, we were set up in some level of death job and we were sent back to the tiers. Hey, deliver this edict because it's taking too fucking long to deal with a uprising. Most of the tiers, T-I-E-R-S, just an area of Taratus, which is the place. Map. Missives. Map. 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 Loot indicators. Loot over there, you say? Big map? No. Big map? World map. It's a place. Okay. While we are putting down... oh, Citadel Frostfire. Yes, please. We were told, hey, go read this edict. We intend to have it by a particular, essentially Sunday, Kairos' day, or everyone in the valley dies, and I have quite deliberately set it up so that everyone in there will currently die. So do not fuck it up, right? We turn up and I rest for like 8 days. And so we have a whole year to solve that problem. Control frost for this. What if instead of frost we use it for atrophy? Can't use frostfire with it. That makes sense. Right? We read the edict that says, hey, deal with the siege. One of our people must be standing in, one of my subjects must be in the center of their command facility, essentially, or everyone dies. We say, okay, and we'll get it done in 362 days, which is a thing we can do. Then, we're forced to adjudicate between two very strange and awful groups and people. Scarlet Chorus and the Disfavored. And Archon Tunin and Graven Ash. They're dicks. Sorry, the voices of Nerat and Graven Ash. They're dicks. They're both dicks. They're dicks in different ways, as Comrade enjoys telling us all. Then we meet some people. Lantry, a scribe, who was held prisoner in a Scarlet Chorus camp. Verse, a psycho killer, a massive sociopath, loves killing people. Artist of death. And Barik, who is a soldier wearing metal armor, who was then fused into it by a storm edict. They are our companions. We're here to solve some problems. Not good problems, like, let's make it clear. We work for the evil emperor. The Overlord's peons have arrived. Blades up. Falcons in hand and ready for battle, the Vendrian Guard captain bellows orders to the warriors in his camp. Dressed in tarnished bronze and sporting countless scars across his arms, Pelox Florian towers over his peers. Queenslayer. In 429, the defenders of Apex attempted to sue for peace, but the enemy's leadership would not unite and negotiate with the singular truths. Meeting under a blue flag of truce, and true, you calmly insulted Queen Alanta, the ruler of Apex, until she lost her nerve and struck you under the blue flag. A heinous error in any culture. Seizing on this moment, you challenged her to combat and slew her in view of her supporters. With their leader slain, the remaining nobles quickly surrendered to Kairos' forces. I was hoping to see your face again, mounted on my wall. If you value your life, drop everything and flee, or stand and fight. I'm happy with that option too. It just seemed unsporting for me to suggest it. Surrender now, and I can protect the lives of your warriors. Surrender? To you and what army? We have you outnumbered. You're the one who should be interested in avoiding a fight. Brother, from the entourage surrounding Florian, a warrior steps forward. This is the Fatebinder, the one that forced the others to set me free years ago when I was captured. Sorry to complicate things, but it's the truth. Him? How can you be certain? Stow your northerners all look alike jokes, of course I'm certain. The warrior looks to you with a somber nod. Fine, I'll listen all you want, but I'm not sure what'll come of it. You're not talking to some frightened peasants. We're all here to die on our feet opposing Kairos. I'm telling you to try and save lives like I did in the past. If you'll submit to the voices of Nerat, these soldiers go free. You have my word. You pompous little fuck. You think this is some laughing matter? You may have saved my brother, but do not pretend, O Queenslayer, that you are some hero. Enraged, he reaches for his sword, only to hesitate upon seeing the blood dripping off of your weapons. Aren't you listening? They want just you. The rest of us slip away and have a chance. If this were a battle and you could stand in front of a disfavored phalanx and actually stall them long enough for me and the crew to escape, you'd do it. You wouldn't think twice. Tyrell would say the same. He loosens his grip on his falx, shaking his head. The veteran guarded captain inhales deeply, taking a quick survey of his soldiers as he exhales slowly. I will do it. If you allow my soldiers to leave, I will concede and agree to be your prisoner. Surrender. Surrender and the rest of your crew may leave. You hear that? Go on and tell the crew back home that I'll return soon. And if not, the captain turns his gaze up toward you. Well, if that happens, I trust you will all avenge me. But if this Fatebinder speaks true, I'll be back soon. I'll even bring a souvenir. The severed head of the voices of Nerat. Say your farewells, you're coming with me. None will forget your sacrifice. The brothers lock arms and press their foreheads together. Worry not, I'll take up the rudder. Each warrior in turn approaches Flory and embraces and readies to depart with a silent nod. When the warriors have said their goodbyes, they hoist their rucksacks and depart. Could probably have taken them.
Will do.
Insects flutter around and land on a few pieces of rotten vegetables interspersed amongst the produce. Ooh, started I engorge it. Heart of battle, a fancy. What's this? Bronze hammer, common, 10 to 14. 8 to 10, so less damage, DPS lower. Extra accuracy and frenzy. Recovery time while you have wounds. Alright. 10 parry. Should have, like, we're definitely showing the mercy. Whether mercy is a good idea or not is something else entirely, right? Will it come back to bite us? We're about to go talk to the members of the Scarlet Chorus again, and they're going to be real big bitches about it. They always are. Yeah, here's Fake Limp. Striding into camp at the tail end of a sprint, the Scarlet Chorus warrior begins to speak but stumbles forward, bracing himself short of collapse as he catches his breath. More on the way. His words roll out between labored breaths. Patrol from this morning, coming back. Well, look at that. He smiles an exhausted grin through his heavy breathing. The captain is in one piece, just as requested. The voices will be pleased. The captain looks down at his feet. A slow smile creeps over his face. You haven't won just yet. Second patrol should be returning right about now. If you can tackle the incoming patrol, my gang and I will make sure this Oathbreaker sees the voices of Narat. The warrior salutes you with a wicked smile. Good hunting with you, Binder. The Archon of Secrets will be most pleased. Can we take the second patrol? Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we get to have a fight anyway. Hey, while we're here, let's buff Barik.
Consider it done.
Right before these fuckers turn up. Yeah, you got heals. Your AoE is perfect. Sorry, not AoE. AI is perfect. You just do that. Set fire to the fucker. And see if we can. Not really sure why you're.
Are we ready for this?
Good. Touch of atrophy. Yeah, why not?
Right.
Come and feast my iron!
This is useless.
I'm
Try something else.
I'm well known for giving so much shit to AI, which it
I need to try a
absolutely
different weapon.
deserves. Lucky me.
At once.
What? Hello, Pub Well Built. Summer.
On it.
Good God. I'm gonna be so sad about that for such a long time.
That wasn't so hard. Sorry, I can't. See that?
Oh, oh, free boots. Oh, oof. I'll live somehow. Oh, I mentioned having a good weekend. I didn't mention the brilliance Emma Stitches got up to on Saturday. Maybe they just moved all the furniture back in, like, in the living room. Used a tarp and some water play tables, and had like a indoor play area for the hottest day of the year so far, for Lux's child and my child. It was fantastic, and the playpen exactly, to make sure the water didn't go everywhere. And it involved like a lot of cleaning, tidying, setting things up that I performed, not entirely by myself, but certainly did. But totally worth it. Two small kidlets had a very great time and stayed out of the heat in not only an air-conditioned place, but also together. Fantastic. Socialization for the kidlets. Very lovely indeed. And tired tired both of the babies, K and A, out so much that they definitely fell asleep early and easily. That was great. Played more Dawn of War. As you make your way along one of the wide dirt roads that winds through the forests of Old Apex, the mountains loom above you on every side, and only the mountain spire jutting skyward from the center of a broken realm provides a consistent landmark by which to navigate. Cresting a hill, you make out a flash of light on bronze through the trees, accompanied by the movement of several individuals. That much bronze, you realize, must indicate a group of Oathbreakers. They seem to be just around that next bend in the road. Subterfuge? Keeping low and using their thick foliage as cover, you move carefully through the underbrush, marking a concave bend in the road. The far side of the bend slowly resolves in your view, revealing not one patrol of warriors, but two. Apex heraldry in heavy bronze scale marks the first group as members of the Vendrian Guard. The other warriors, however, wear rings of bronze set in heavy cured leather, a sigil on their tabard, styled in the likeness of the Bane. You have heard that a group of brutal mercenaries out of Haven adopt similar heraldry. Attack, speak, spy, spy. See, that's a success in my books, Luxy. We did well. Moving with extreme care, you are close to within listening distance of the two groups. As you eavesdrop on them, it becomes immediately clear that the Vendrian Guard hope to recruit the mercenaries, explaining to them in no uncertain terms that if the citadel of Vendrian Well falls, Kyrus's edict will slay every Tearsman confined within the valley. Such is the way of the Overlord, the Oathbreaker tells the mercenary. His troops die or we all die. There's no middle road, no parley, and no quarter. Expose the lie. That's probably why it's such a good Simpsons quote that I didn't effectively work into into my speech. You step forward, revealing yourself from the brush, sending the Tearsman scrambling to ready a bristling bronze wall of spears, swords, and shields. You point at the guardsman, calling out his self-serving lie. The mercenaries have little to gain from working with the Vendrian Guard and everything to lose. The Edict of Execution shall slay those in the valley only if the citadel does not fall to Kyrus's forces. You should know, you tell them. The edict was issued by your lips. Even as the Vendrian Guardsmen howl for your head and advance on you with weapons drawn, the mercenaries holster their arms and withdraw into the woods. And now we have a fight. Worth it, I say. Come and finish it, northern lapdog.
As you command.
Say now fight, Fatebinder. Have at 'em. They just straight up exploded my healer. That's not very nice, I gotta say. Can't approve. You're not in...
Feel my...
Hell's bells and buckets of blood. Get a... So you've taunted these two, which is great. Let's do Iron Tolling to get a secondary taunt on.
Stand together!
I got it.
No. Actually, yeah, that's a great idea.
I got it.
I'm injured.
Drink a potion, Monhas. No, this one, please. Barik is just going to distract them for a bit. Leave them alone.
Something every day.
We're going to deal with our... Good, good. Yeah, it's all coming together. You see that? We didn't even need our healer alive for the whole fight. Exploded in the first fight. This is why I turned off death as a difficulty setting. Not that I knew it was going to be this difficult. Maybe I should have.
You got it.
Really doesn't sound like she's having a good time while she's on fire. Like, I get it. Pretty reasonable, but still. I don't have a staff. Spell slots, eh? Basic attack, hitting multiple things. Has fire or frost or shock to energy. It's not bad. We could take leadership though. Quick item slots. Switch weapons. It's the consumables used in combat that's like, fuck. Extra powerful healing? Don't mind if I do.
On it.
I'm gonna sell all this junk in my trunk. What am I gonna do with it? Guess we'll find out. Keen javelin. Not bad. Anyway, I'm excited to spend a lot of time reading text again. That's what this channel is all about, is it not?
Sorry, I can't.
Potentially, I shouldn't have had Mad Mercer voice my main character because I'm getting distracted. It's like this Friday and a week after that, we get to swap to one of the other tables where I get to hear his characterization in Campaign 4 again.
Sorry, I can't.
This massive arsehole. Gonna be a fantastic, fun game. Looking forward to it. Hearing more of it. I'm also really looking forward to playing more Daggerheart with Emma Stitches. The only downside is I have to wait a fortnight for each game. Fatebinder? No. Well, well. The soldier looks you up and down with a mischievous grin. I recognize the Fatebinder attunement when I see him. Not quite what I was expecting, but impressive. No, nonetheless, seems you're making a name for yourself in camp. Death Knell, Scarlet Fury, at your service. She points a long finger at you. Know this before I let it get to your head. I only kill interesting foes. What's on the battlefield to call themselves out with storied weapons of fancy standards? You might think twice before making yourself stand out. She smokes. You might just get the wrong kind of attention. Aha, that's true. I need to add that to my to-do list. Logistics. I love doing that. I certainly don't feel like I do that way too much. No. I certainly don't feel like there's too much of that to do in life. Better. Plus, I've got enough useless twats dying for the Overlord's good cause as it is. Our Horde recruits seem good for is piling as a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. His Fury effortlessly spins a bronze sword about in her hand. Either they need to learn to fight or we need to toughen our recruitment standards. Again. Now, what do you need? You said something about the Horde thing. Swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and receding. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as I've been in it. She offers a one-shouldered shrug, ambivalent if anything, but more likely just uncaring. They take our prisoners alive, give them a chance yet to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword as like the disfavored do is nothing but a waste. Every conquered enemy is but a new ally. It merely requires the proper coercion. Of course, we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but they do try. The Venturing Guards, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn. So I have a better plan hatched. Brutal, efficient, I like it. She tips her head to you, a smile playing at her lips. Had a feeling you'd see it my way. I'm thinking we redouble our efforts to recruit settlers, focusing on the unaligned and unsuspecting instead of flushing ourselves to the gills with oathbreakers claimed from the battlefield. How exactly do you plan to convince them? A knife point has sufficed well enough in the past, but you've inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day. What do you say, Binder? You might be able to ease them into the idea and save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. If it means expediting the end to this meandering conflict, so be it. The Fury howls a satisfied laugh and smacks you dead on the back. My methods are surefire. You'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. She grins, biting her bottom lip bloodied. I can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. You're threatening me, soldier. She draws herself up and studies you. I suppose that depends on... And she stops herself and shakes her head. Damn it, we have a siege around here, and I have enough wounds to patch already. It's too soon. Her gaze levels with yours. I retract my challenge. For now. What were you expecting? Let's see. Death Knell counts on her fingers, conducting some mental tally. From your deeds during the conquest to how you've helped us since then. Scarlet Chorus, favor 1. I expected a mountain, a warrior of colossal size who could shout a rampart wall into submission. She smiles. But I think you'll do just fine. What can you tell me, the Scarlet Chorus? We are the voices of Nerat's glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises, and the weak feed the soil. Death Knell smiles, standing tall as she extols the army. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those who fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law. The strongest must lead. What is your role in the Scarlet Chorus? Death Knell frowns, her eyes narrowing. Do you not recognize the Scarlet Fury when you see one? We are the warrior spirit of the chorus, scholars of sword and shield. She folds her arms, puffing out her chest. In peace we train those tough enough to endure our lessons, but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle it is our duty to slay our foes and inspire the horde with our skill and bravery. Death Knell clicks her tongue, looking aside to the others in the camp with an eye roll. We are a fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. How has the military life treated you so far? Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit where I want, I kill who I want. Sometimes even combine pleasures. She winks at you. My enthusiasm for the work brought me here. A decorated Scarlet Fury veteran, eh? But I'm looking for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. They could be bigger than me. Just make sure they don't hit harder than me. Wise words, sister. Farewell. Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit that. The way of the Horde. Travel to the remote settlement. Ah, that'll be fine. Probably won't be awful, will it? The Fifth Eye, commander of the local Scarlet Chorus, surveys his camp, watching in stillness as all manner of violence and revelry occur around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Was there anything else? What is your role in the chorus? Well, the whole of the chorus remain... Oh, wait, no. I was voicing this guy is completely fucking batshit. While the voice of the chorus remains loyal to the voices in the rat, I am truly the most loyal. His voice becomes wistful. Oh, so loyal of his numerous warriors. He's a Crimson Spear, part of the Archon's inner circle. And from there, the orders trickle down to the rest of the army. I am the Archon's martial retainer and humble servant. I am his eyes and ears, but also his mouth, for I speak with his authority when he is absent. He twirls his flanged spear in his hand, and I am his killing edge when the rabble is moved to war. Good thing you mentioned loyalty twice. Now I'm really convinced. The Fifth Eye stares at you, arms folded. He says nothing. Did you ask for this honor? I did not have to. The voices of Nerat saw the need inside of me, and through his arcane ministrations, burnt away the clinging, cloying parts of me that foolishly resisted his enlightenment. disgusting as I might find this creature, the fifth eye is not the only one who has suffered changes in service of this war. No, indeed, you ironclad behemoth. He looks Barik up and down with interest. Have you ever considered jumping ship and enlisting with the chorus? With strength like yours, we could have you leading a decorated gang in your first week. If I ever jumped ship, it would be only to sink to the bottom of the waves, beyond the reach of you and your parasite of an Archon. Are all the Crimson Spheres as odd as you? Yeah, Lux has hit the nail on the head on that one. No, this world is awful. That's the whole point. The evil overlord is won. They're a dick. This is what happens when a tyrant wins. The everyday resistance to tyranny looks like... Well, it's a lot less glamorous than Star Wars may have you believe. Except for Andor. That's got it pretty well correct. I would not ask you to speak of the other Fatebinders. I will not speak for the others of the Crimson Spears. He's odd as fuck because he's an eye, not because he's a Crimson Spear. The Spears are a cold, determined bunch. Eyes are a breed apart. Only a fraction of the Archon's secret's madness. When did you take the vows of the chorus? Unlike most of the conscripts here, I did not need a cudgel against the head to see the wisdom of the Archon of Secrets. I proudly joined the chorus in its nascent days, left my home in Bastard City to join with the incoming chorus. And the rest is glory and history. These days, you follow the chorus or die. We who chose the path... Oh, that's verse. Sorry, I fucked that up. Oh, also, Summer, hey, long shot, right? Massive long shot. Probably unlikely, but is there any chance you've been invited by a Joe M? No, that's not obvious. What about a J... No, let's not finish the Simpsons quote. To play a vampire game, probably old vampire, roughly in February-ish, because I have, and I put it in the calendar, and I swear to God I'm going to make it this time. I like Joe, and I like games, I like the people invited. Rats. I don't blame you for having commitments or the inability to travel or something similar, but for a second there I was filled with hope. Just in case. Well, I'll have to invent some other reason to see you, huh? All right. I'm in Melbourne around September. I'll be in contact. These days, you follow the chorus or die. We here chose to pass and killed to defend our place at the old guard. Even if it's been 2 or 3 years, the chorus has a short memory. She nods to the fifth eye with a grudging respect. What can you tell me about Ascension Hall? At the center of Indrian's Well, at the base of the mountain spire. He points to the northeast where the spire cuts a vertical line rising above all the other mountains in the horizon. It's a small fortification. Ascension Hall is the name of the Citadel's inner council chamber. Oh. Fuck. Okay, well, being on holiday with your partner is entirely worth it then. Willow, how dare you? What if I... Willow, what if I perhaps was not playing a prince or someone with enough power or some sort of dastardly level of dignity that you could ruin that easily? What if perhaps I'm playing someone whose sole job is to rule? Maybe I'm playing an evil person, an evil character for once. We had left a garrison when this valley was first taken in 429, with the Citadel being their base of operations. When the Earthbreakers staged their revolt, the garrison at Ascension Hall was defeated. Makes sense that Kyrus's edict would demand that we burn this rebellion back to its point of origin. Am I capable of being evil? I played it once in an L5R LARP that Joe ran. He quite specifically said, hey, you mentioned on stream or on a podcast or something that you want to play something evil, so I've handpicked this character for you. I'm like, shit, all right, I'll do my best. Dastardly, scummy, honorless Scorpion clan. I think I did all right. What do you know of the disfavored commander? Iron Marshal Erinios is a doting warrior, just like the Archon of War. She's one of a few select disfavored, cautious, and cowardly enough to be trusted with the Archon's iron toddlers. No doubt her primary qualifications include being related to Ash. The Legion's a little big into its pedigree, if you catch my drift. Keep insulting my commander and I'll slap that mask off your face. Not that I'm eager to see what's inside. Sounds good, Solid. Keep me LinkedIn. Willow, I don't know how I'd resist that. I'm relatively good at portraying a character and putting aside the, oh, I love this person instinct that comes over me pretty firmly in my regular life. Fifth Eye, are we here to cooperate or to snipe each other at every turn? I suppose that depends on where you're standing, illustrious Fatebinder. The Fifth Eye bows. Not all of us enjoy the privilege of lawful objectivity. Some of us have had to endure these cronies in their pitiful excuse of a war. He nods to Barik. Enough. The Fatebinder is here because these debates have stayed our hands for too long. Say what you would, the Iron Marshal. If only so we could part ways and be done with the siege. Though I am loath to speak highly of her, I cannot deny she's a brilliant swordsman, and other disfavored seem to take her seriously, despite the serious stick that's propped up her backside. Who's the strongest in your camp? I am, naturally. Well, the Archon is, without question, the mightiest in camp. Deathnell is the master trainer here, and she's almost tough enough to take me. She's a fighter. Don't tell her I told you that. But she can be trusted to lead and fight. And while her humility is lacking, Verse is correct. She's been running with the Furies even longer than Deathnell. Too bad that Skill and Poisson did nothing to save her sisters. Sounds like you're insulting my friend here. Did I detect a hint of fighting words in your voice? Then I must have spoken in error. I meant no offense. I wish only to convey that Verse is a true survivor, an embodiment of the kind of grit the chorus reveres. So kind of you to protect my honor in that way, because I'm clearly incapable of speaking for myself. Is there a reliable quartermaster or peddler in camp? Talk to Snigler Dagos. He's wise enough not to steal from you, and he'll only cheat you a little bit. He's right over there. He points nearby to the east, but he has the important honor of trying to arm, all my merry little conscripts. So don't expect Kyrus's armory or anything. That was fun. They do. They sure do. Ripper. Gore and crusted barbs line the head of his spear. Whoever shaped his javelin wanted to send a message to everyone on the battlefield who had no desire to find themselves impaled on its serious end. All of this stuff that I thought I sent to... like... I guess not. Thought I sent it to the stash, but maybe not. Axe. I'll keep it just in case. Same way we're keeping the ceremonial armor of the Fatebinder just in case. I think it might come up. Blood Chanter Staff. Magic Staff, Control Fire. Nope. Firestone. I still don't have enough for it. It's so close. Plus 10 to Control Fire. Just hanging out. I've already bought like the sigils, so Siren. The young woman stands flanked by a pair of soldiers. The ornate headdress cresting her brow lends her otherwise small figure an intimidating aspect. From gear to gown, everything about her starkly contrasts the wretched state of the camp. She looks both at ease and uncomfortable, composed in her element, completely unsure. Yeah, that reasonable cleric. I don't remember if I'm any good at assessing whether people are lying. I know that I've been recently called out about being really bad at lying. So, there you go.
Greetings, worm.
Her voice takes you off your guard, is bare of any inflection, yet full of beautiful music. If you didn't know better, you would guess that she's actively suppressing or modulating her vocal tone. You look familiar. Have we met? Siren is the Archon of Song and the youngest Archon to sent to conquer the tears. Young and inexperienced, Siren, let's try that, is sworn to the voices of Norat, who uses her powers of charm and manipulation to swell the ranks of the Scarlet Chorus as volunteers.
You don't know me, little worm? I am Siren, and my degenerate allies have the pleasure of calling me the Archon of Song.
Siren! 10 out of 10 Jimbles. Also, check out my shirts. Christmas present from him, Stitches. You're welcome. You hear the distant peal of a bell in her laugh. She regards you for a moment with dim interest.
And you are Two-Nine's Fatebinder. What brings you here to the middle of the battlefield? Did Kairos send you to shame Ash and Nerat into action?
Even better than that, Luxie, she has one too. We were supposed to remember to wear it to Daggerheart on Friday. As evidenced by the shirt we both forgot.
Ash certainly needs someone to dig a heel into his back. If only to distract him from his problem.
She purses her lips in thought.
But Narat, he's just a cat playing with a realm-sized mouse, isn't he?
What makes you an expert in such delicate matters?
I've been privy to more delicate matters in the last 5 years than you've had your entire career binding fates. I'm well versed with political intricacies.
She waves her hand, brushing away the conversation.
Anyway, we have a more important matter to deal with. There is something you can do to assist me.
From the corner of your eye, you see Verse cup her hands to her ears, turning her head away from Siren. Siren's mouth opens in a perfect O shape, and the sound that pours out is captivating, entrancing. It dampens the ambient bustle of the camp until it seems that nothing exists but her voice.
Remove my helmet.
The ruby headpiece on her brow flashes, as if in warning. Law 40, what are you trying to do to me?
Really? That's it? How disappointing. It was worth a try, I suppose, though it appears to have been a colossal waste of effort.
She sighs and gives a sheepish smile.
I hoped you would assist me in a delicate matter, but it appears you're more nuisance than help. I have no further use for you. Perhaps later. You're dismissed, Fatebinder.
She brushes you away with a wave. Well, let's flex a little, huh? We may not be an Archon, but we've got the power of Tunon behind us. You try to get inside my head like that again, little worm, and you'll regret it.
I said dismissed until I have further need of you. Your presence displeases me.
This time her voice takes on a different quality. It screeches like a piece of flint stuck in a grinding wheel. You can feel it down to your toes, and you want nothing more than to make a hasty exit before the Archon inflicts more of a terrifying song.
For the love of Kairos! That was the Archon of Song in the flesh!
Darting his head for a furtive look back at Siren, Lantry sighs in awe. Keep walking, best not to offend her.
Quite right. Now's not the time to trouble her with 1,000 questions. Another time, perhaps.
Lantry loyalty ability, Wheel of Ages. Well, I guess we learned to not take off her helmet. Jeez. Lantry, companion, loyal. Slobbing aura around a party member. Foes around a slode. That's great. You see, I came here, White Chip, because I was pretty sure there was people I needed to talk to. Be like, hey, I completed the quest. I brought people back for you. Like, core thrust is two-handed. Still. Spear, formerly used to display impaled enemy combatants as examples to their countrymen. Right, chunk you. Jesus Christ, okay. Uses two-hand weapons. Literally no one. I could give it to Barik, I guess. He'd hate it, but you know. Rations are foul. Can't taste it, can't tell if it's poison or mold. I heard our watchers spotted disfavored scout by the grain stores. You don't think? I feel fine. Maybe it's unable to slow my hand in battle. Sabotage is a cow's weapon. Maybe it's just gone bad. Seeing you, Reg pockets his ration without taking a bite. Fatebinder. Yeah, I thought so. Well done, little one.
I don't know.
Do steam light on. That's great, buddy. Well done. Okay. Is it total bit? Yeah. Did you have a good birthday? Yeah. Yeah, what else? Purple and pink. Good job, buddy. I wouldn't know sleep really well. See in the morning because Dad's taking you to daycare. Lovely! And you got your blue dummy just like we. Here. Thank you. Blue dummy for the buddy. Might be going to sleep a little early. This dance binder. We're using bows more. Free. Oh, cool. They've all got level ups to train. Great. Well, we're not taking them. Reg. Oh shit. Someone was learning subterfuge. Lantry, you don't use medic stuffs either. Why is your law skill so low, Lantry? What the hell? I got a free level up out of him. That's not bad. No, you didn't want any of those. We were going to check out back to the main camp. It's just rings. Like, absolutely should just spend all of our money on it. Why wouldn't we? Quill, Sage, Preservation. Yeah, that's right. We're making you a heal bot. Control Vigor. See this thing that helps him stay alive? Maybe that's a good idea. How about no? Level up bonus. Oh.
On the lookout.
Interesting. A young beastman stands in the shadow of an enormous beast woman whose stature still managed to loom over you, even in her crouched position. The beastman's mouth froths with spittle that launches in every direction as he snarls at her. Nightingale was promised worthy, tough prey for joining. But beast woman only allows Nightingale to hunt weakest of human. Saves best kills for self. He pounds the earth, causing a small fissure to erupt. Nightingale was second strongest of Stonestalker males, before joining Scarlet humans. Rutted even with blood, with tribe's primer, was promised own pack for abandoning tribe mates. Claws at throat. The crouched beast woman lets out a deafening cackle, her broad, sharp teeth appearing between each pillar. Strong Stonestalker. Beastman worth rutting, she snorts. No, close at throat sees only muling first season cub before beast woman now. Sees only tenderfoot, sees only weak will, fit to chase injured dying prey, not best fighters on battlefield. Nightingale bares his teeth and lunges for the beast woman, but she is swift to stand, hackles raised, and a calloused palm far larger than his head harshly pins him to the ground in one deft swipe. His face smashes into earth with a whip-like crack of stone, followed by a defeated whimper. Claws at throat stares down at you with as much regard as she might show the wild dogs that roam the camp. Human? She sniffs in your direction, and her nose wrinkles as she scowls, disgusted by her foul scent. Human. She hacks, are always encroaching on beast woman, have no sense of danger, no recognition for prowling, hungry predators. Are worse than sniveling beastmen. She grinds the beastman's face deeper into the dirt before lifting her clawed and gnarled fingers off of him. He quickly scrambles to his feet to nurse his head. Speak quickly, and maybe beast woman will listen. Bare your teeth in a wild, dangerous grin. Don't worry, I know how to properly respect a beast. Allow me to gift you an offering of blood and bone. The beast woman perks up at your enticing words. She sniffs you curiously, more thoroughly than before, then smacks her lips softly, longingly, beginning to slather and drool. For a moment, you think she'll make a grab for you, but she merely sits back on her haunches, relaxed and watching you, pleasantly piqued as she scratches the taut stretch of her hard, mottled stomach. Yes, beast women like gifts of blood and bone, of fresh kills, but Claws of Throat does not want such treats now. Instead, little Blunt Claw will join beast women in hot slaughter of humans in one season soon. She spreads her massive maws in a deadly grin. What's going on here? Human has keen eyes, yes. Can see beast woman is disciplining insolent packmate. She snaps a menacing sneer at the cowed beastman. Mewling, whimpering, male. Nightingale will learn Beastman's and Beastman's rank in a new pack, or will not survive for many seasons longer. A soft soft growl burbles up from the back of his throat in response to her threat, but he keeps his eyes downcast, refusing to meet her gaze. I wager I could take you. The beast woman snorts, a stabbing incredulity opening the features of her face. Then she howls with racking, full-bodied laughter. Claws at throat likes human who is male, yet is bold enough to challenge beastwoman. Expected blunt claw to be feeble as Nightingale, whimpering at beastwoman's feet. She licks her fangs longingly as she assesses your hidden prowess and strength. If beastwoman did not have runt whelp cur like Nightingale to train, claws at throat would happily enjoy fighting with human. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? Human pack called Scarlet Chorus is vicious, cunning, feral, like tribes, like beastwomen. She snarls, but the sound is pleased and rumbling, nearly a purr. She cranes her face in the direction of the voices of Narat's war tent. Chorus humans are dirty and reek like rotten meat, so easily shriek and tear at own throats, but also respect strongest of pack, and beastwomen are strongest of all creatures. Our best predators, like Archon called Narat, Pack's fierce and ruthless alpha, is mystic who can swallow prey, blood and bones whole, makes beastwoman want to rot, fight, kill. Makes beastwoman wants to rot, fight, kill. She sighs hungrily. Makes beastwoman want. What tribe are you from, beast? She puffs her dirty haired teats and purrs with pride. Claws at throat was born of tribe with no name and no lands, called Summer Snout by Tearsmen, who stole Azure lands from tribe's ancestors. Then Claws at throat became great stone stalker, slaughtered or enslaved us, and fought for tribe's freedom. Tribe who became strong, unbreakable stone, because of earth mystic called Archon Can. She sniffs at the memory, but now Can sleeps and dreams, drifting slowly into death in stone lands. 100 blood protects free tribe, and Claws at throat fights to kill more tearsmen as Scarlet Stalker. You just need to warm up a little to continue doing it. I mean, I didn't warm up properly, but that's the secret behind it. Okay, so I guess we don't have any quests here and just turned up to say hi to everyone. Hey, Scarlet Chorus, how you doing? Awful? Yeah, I could have guessed. My huge bottle of water is, in fact, in the fridge. I didn't get it out. I'll get it at break. Pentibor. Nothing useful. Probably buy a bunch of healing potions. Welcome back, Fatebinder. What is it that you need? Lucia and Marcus. I don't know why, but that's what I heard. Makes you wonder about the Fatebinder's loyalties. A tune into the voices can spit. Greetings, Fatebinder. I see you've returned. One-handed weapons. Pretty sure one-handed weapons is what we're looking for. Maybe parry. I think he did use a
Our
lot.
time together has not.
Yeah, you're welcome. Extra HP, because we make you fight everyone. Burst armor, not a problem. Attack twice. I mean, boost movement speed's pretty good. Clash of Iron, taunt, attack twice. He's not dying.
Gone to waste.
I got it.
Love it. Sterling Hagman. It's your fault, you Kairos dog. Spam dagger. Stone shield. Hmm. Right, well. Literally no reason to come back here other than training. Guess we're going to get on with the plot. But before we do that, I am going to exhaust all of Barik's dialogue. Hey, you want to know your companions? I think you should. Wait, no, those are side quests first. Ha ha ha, suckers. Alright, settlement. This is going to be awful. Straight up terrible. Wait, the Horde. Hey, Barik, what's going
You
on?
look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon to his side, Barik salutes you. The joints of his armor groan in protest.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about you. I'm the line your enemies cannot cross. All other details are meaningless, but I suspect you have some thirst for details to ask away. Did you seek the trade of war, or did it find you? Both, I suppose. I knew fighting was in my blood, and the disfavor offered me a chance to use my skills to bring peace. Otherwise, I'd have wound up some brigand or enforcer to a crooked merchant. Barik taps his scabbard, looking away in thought. You'd think Ash and his legion bring peace. That's cute, but it doesn't hold water from where I'm standing, big guy. I've seen him spill as much blood as any chorus gang. You've clearly been too busy sacking villages and stealing crops to notice how a proper army conducts a war. We sow order, not discord. You two are worse than Ash in the voices. Stop. No, let's just say nothing. Enough of this. You make us look foolish before the Fatebinder. May I continue my story, or do you plan on interrupting again? Barik waits until Verse makes a rude, dismissive way before continuing. Or similar. The disfavored needed recruits in anticipation of the march south. They offered to care for my mother and brother as long as I stay with the Legion, which is a better guarantee than you'll find anywhere else. I was an elite fighter as far as most were concerned, though still green by disfavored standards. Luckily for everyone, my skills improved under the Iron Marshal's rigorous training. Tell me about your name. Barik is a shortening of my northern surname, which has been passed down through the generations since Graven Ash assembled his army. I go by it because I wear it with pride. The proper form is Barakonan. Beyond its age and association with the General's Legion, the name of Barakonan has no great titles or associations. I hold no claim to a great house or legacy save for the disfavored. They are all the kin I need. What's the story with your armor?
It is a symbol of Kairos' will. One that I am not likely to forget. I found this armor. Perhaps it would be better to say that it found me during the Edict of Storms.
What happened during the Edict of Storms? When we learned that Kairos would proclaim the edict, we rushed into the field to battle the forces of Stalwart. I was shoulder to shoulder with some of the Legion's most decorated veterans, and my pride blinded me to the danger. Our march was a hasty one. A cohort of disfavored soldiers vanished in the second year of the war, among them the daughter of Graven Ash. After a long silence, we learned that she was held in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. Go on. As we surrounded the citadel, I heard the opening peals of thunder, as did the scout I was busy trying to kill. Then the winds hit like an avalanche. Many of us begged Kairos for deliverance. What else were we to do? The winds knocked the legs off our offensive. The winds knocked the legs of our offensive out from under us. All the decorated soldiers I brought to the battle were swept up and dashed to pieces, their armor and bodies mixing with the dirt of a tornado that spun maddening revolutions. Damn thing chose this moment to go dry, and with so few survivors recount the edict. Bah! Lantry shakes his quill and presses it harder against the scrap of parchment, imploring it to write. A piece of the citadel wall broke off and nearly crushed my skull. I only remember a few scattered moments from the storm, like the flying bits of bronze and iron cutting my flesh, the severed limbs of falling soldiers tumbling through the air. Eventually I woke up, thinking myself trapped under rubble. When I rose and felt like I was buckling under my own weight, that's when I realized I was stuck, right and truly stuck, inside this heap of scrap. What happened to Ash's daughter after the edict hit? She was trapped behind the walls of Sentinel Stand, imprisoned by Kairos' storm as well as the fortress itself. 1,000 soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder could not have endured those winds to rescue her. How did she survive when everyone fell? That is a mystery to me as well. Did Kairos hear my plea for mercy? Did this heap of scrap metal protect me, imprison me, punish me? He rubs the back of his helmet with his gauntleted hand, a pantomime of a gesture his armor prohibits. I don't have enough fingers or toes to count the possible reasons, so I'll try not to dwell upon them. You're genuinely stuck in there. Haven't tried taking it off? I've made attempts in the past. Even had one of the beast haulers pull on the helmet while another pulled on my boots. The men in the phalanx have taken great pleasure in trying to find ways to liberate me. In time, I grew weary of the struggle. Sometimes I fear that removing the armor would be to question Kairos' judgment and risk a more odious curse. Looks like pretty solid protection. That would be an understatement. If only it had protected me from foolish questions. Barik regards you in such a way that you can tell he's rolling his eyes. A forlorn sigh escapes his helmet. Do you handle your own repairs? I try to keep the surface oiled to slow the spreading rust, and I bend the plates from time to time. But repairs? Maintenance? No. If you have any ideas on how to better maintain this situation, I'm open to discussing them. Back to questions about you. By all means, Fatebinder. As with all this favor, I assume you grew up in the Northern Empire? That's right. I grew up in Battle's Rest and trained at Fort Resolution before they marched me out to support the second cohort. I hope to spend my rusting years in the threatened shores, unless of course I die in glorious battle, which would be preferable. My mother is good with the soil, my father with rings. He spends much of his time away in one merchant's errand or another. Still, I'm lucky to say they're both alive. Speak of something else, as you like. Tell me about the disfavored. We are the Iron Legion, the warrior elite of Kairos' fighting force. I could easily lose count of the hours extolling our glories. What is it you'd like to know? Have you fought any notable battles? I served in Stalwart for the better part of a year. Faced the enemy everywhere from Coral Run to Sentinel Stand. I lost count of the battles. Seems like we fought every other day. A sigh echoes in the cavern of his helm. Some of our best victories took place there, fighting an enemy worthy of our iron. But we were not successful enough to please the Overlord, and the final intervention was harsh on us all. Barik takes in a deep breath, his arms folding as his posture stiffens. I had an unusual view of the Edict of Storms. Kairos' judgment made its mark on me. Yet considering how we fought at Stalwart with the skill and honor of legend, only the Edict is remembered. A shame. Tell me about Graven Ash. Graven Ash is the general that is favored, veteran of centuries of battle and an Archon without peer. I would follow him to the void and back without question. Barik swings his arm in salute. How did he come to serve Kairos? Before the uniting of the Northern Empire, Graven Ash served as a warlord in service of one of the local kings that defied Kairos' rule. Incredible as it may seem, Ash stood against Kairos' rule. Though his army was dismantled by Kairos' overwhelming numbers, Ash's forces performed admirably. It was said that he and his troops could claim 77 lives for each of their own. Kairos took an interest in the military genius that bloodied his army. Graven Ash was summoned to a conclave of Archons, and though he was sent in chains, he left as an Archon, having been granted a position of power in Kairos' great host of war. Thus the disfavored were born. All of us today trace our line back to those warriors that impressed Kairos with their will and tenacity. The only difference is now we fight on the winning side. Though the general seldom speaks of it, I know that Ash humbled himself in order to spare his troops the brunt of Kairos' punishment. His loyalty to the old blood of North is beyond question. He made the right choice to save his troops. And he would make it again to save any of us. There have never been a more devoted or attentive leader. Barik makes a proud fist and steps to a salute with a forceful clatter of pots and pans. What else do you know of his past? I follow him into battle, and I am not his personal scribe. And if I did know more of him, it would be not my place to say. Barik takes a half step back, folding his arms across his chest. As an Archon, what magic does he wield? Ash works his magic through us, his soldiers. When we do battle, Ash seems to know the events even before our runners have given word. Most importantly, though, he protects us. It's a bit tricky to explain unless you've experienced it. I can think of countless times I've been struck by a spear or hit with an axe and even run through with an arrow, and in each of those moments the pain and injury just cease to be. None of us know how he does it, or how he can sense we're in danger and intervene from far, but I suppose that's why he's an Archon. What he does probably wouldn't make sense to someone like me. How do you feel about Graven Ash? How do I feel about him? Archon Ash is the bravest, warmest, most compassionate general who ever lived. He's a living icon of leadership and courage. Barik tilts his head slightly to the side, as far as the suit's limited range of motion permits. Ash is a soldier, but he doesn't kill for sport. A leader, but he doesn't issue commands to hear himself talk. He demands discipline and sober conduct of his troops, and I applaud such standards. Alright, let's ask about this favored. Go on, I'm listening. What can you tell me about your time in the Legion? I joined the Legion 3 years before the conquest of the Tiers began. Though handy with a few weapons, my size made me the perfect addition to a phalanx. I've served with the stone shields ever since. Proud to say I've stood front row right corner in over a dozen battles. That has been my place ever since the Iron Marshal gave me the assignment. The Bastard City, the Gates of Judgment, Vendrian Pass, Ocken's Ring, a quick tour in Barris and Chains, and then Stalwart. I spent a long time in Stalwart. Lost a lot of friends there. What are the other disfavored lieutenants? They are Graven Ash's most trusted officers and warriors from the Iron Guard. Between Ash's arcane powers of command and his cadre of gifted leaders, there is little confusion or chaos in ranks. Tell me the one they call Iron Marshal. She takes it upon herself to train and harden our greener recruits. Not only that, she has a keen eye for talent and how to foster it for leadership. She is the youngest member of the Iron Guard. Her family served the disfavored back before Ash bowed to Kairos. Say what you will of how many seasons she has weathered. Her lineage is impressive beyond measure. What about Kahn's disciple, Radix? An Earthshaker who swore service to Kahn a few years before the conquest. Since Kahn is gone, the cult now follows Radix. And like his Archon, at least he knows how to follow orders. To his credit, Radix seems to appreciate the honor of fighting alongside the disfavored. Kahn was always peeved to be invited in the glory. The mages seem a necessary complication. They are insubordinate, and they can't lug their own supplies, but I would not want to go to war without the spells of tremor and leaping stones. What is the Scoutmaster, Marik? Marik is a devoted leader, and Ash seems to hold his counsel in high regard. Both set their troops ahead of themselves, which I'm sure is why they work so well together. He's no magician, but he does share a special connection to his warband, and they are entrusted with the most important scouting assignments. They say he can see what his scouts see, hear what they hear. What about the veteran warrior, Varamus? I've used Varamus before. It's a great name for things. He is the finest of us, second only to Ash. Varamus is an evocatus, a soldier who has lived to see the end of his term of service. It's rare for anyone to survive that long, much less willingly return. These days, he lends his tactical expertise to Graven Ash, though by all rights he should be enjoying his twilight years in a seat of honor and dignity. Why didn't the Legion prevent the uprising of Vendrian's well? I think that's a question you ought to ask of the Scarlet Chorus. They too were charged with ensuring the locals remain vanquished and unarmed. Barik lurches forward as he speaks, iron plates grinding under his motion. If the chorus had conscripted more aggressively, perhaps there would not have been an uprising. Agreed. We have never relied upon the Scarlet Chorus to win victories, only to recruit in number and secure our holdings. They were asleep on the watch. The Vendrian Guard should have been slaves of the Chorus, not free men and women allowed to plot and conspire. What more can you tell me, the Legion? That is favored except only the finest warriors. We're all volunteers and soldiers by trade, not farmers and fishmongers pressed into service. There is a century of tradition, honor, and tactical mastery in our ranks. We don't just let anyone into the Legion. Only Northmen of character and prowess are welcome. What about me? What if I wish to join? A charming sentiment, good Fatebinder, but no. You are sworn to another Archon. Your loyalty would be suspect. What if a capable Tiersman wished to join? We would not recruit even a champion of the Tiersman. Each soldier in the Legion is tied by blood and fealty to those who stood with Graven Ash during the coming of Kairos. That is part of who we are, and that will never change. So why is the Legion called the Disfavored? There's a name born in shame, now worn in honor. After Graven Ash stood against Kairos, he was forced to give up much. His allegiance, his pride, and the name of his vaunted army. What was the Legion originally called? The name has been forgotten by all save Ash and Kairos, and is considered bad form to bring up the topic. Since you didn't know any better, I'll say this much. Disfavored is the only name by which one needs to know us. Okay, I have some questions about Scarlet Chorus. Our allies do not share the disfavored sense of honor and discipline. The Chorus will trust any criminal, rapist, or half-wit with a truncheon or blade. What would you like to know about the Scarlet Chorus? What do you know of the voices of Narat? The Archon of Secrets. All I know are rumors, hearsay, speculation, but that's as much as anyone knows of the voices. Some accounts tell that he's actually dead, and the Overlord has trapped the minds of his foes in the same body to torture them all. As likely an explanation as any I've heard. In truth, I know little of the voices, and have reason to suspect almost anything about him could be true. You could tell me his tears turned cheese back into milk, and it would seem more sensible to believe than you not. I had his tears can turn cheese into milk. That's very amusing, Fatebinder. Do you know anything of his powers? I'm no scholar of sorcery, but as I understand it, the voices of Narat is a thief of minds. They say he can swipe your thoughts and make them his own. I don't know how it works. When I recruited into the disfavored, the Iron Marshal told me never to take an audience with the voices if I didn't have a witness on hand. Do you think him disloyal? I really shouldn't comment on such matters. Barik looks ahead blankly and then clears his throat. What do you know of his associate, the Archon Siren? Siren is the Archon of Song and one of the youngest of her rank. She can influence human emotion with her voice alone. The voices may be the conductor of the chorus, but I'd argue Siren is their best weapon. The voices put her talent to good use. He had her singing a song up and down the coast, and the tearsmen defected to the chorus in droves. What can you tell me of their troops and tactics? Tactics? These are the first I've heard of them. The chorus is more an irregular mob than any proper army. Still, it's a well-armed mob, and they even have a few proper warriors and magicians in their pitiful excuse for ranks. What do you know of their warriors? Most chorus rats are untrained peasants handed a knife or pitchfork. It doesn't take much to qualify you for the front lines. One only needs a beating heart, and even then the chorus could make do. Of course, not everyone in the chorus is an infirm child or sickly old crone. Some ex-soldiers and madmen join, and the fighting elite of the chorus form a clique known as the Scarlet Furies. Barik is too dismissive by far, but he's right that most recruits and novices pressed into service. Most will not survive the first few battles. Those who live will have experience to lead, and those who fall can easily be replaced. What sort of magic does the chorus use? The blood chanters are the mages who follow the voices of Narat. Like the chorus itself, their order is not steeped in tradition and antiquity, rather built on knowledge stolen from other guilds. Their fire magic earns them a place on the battlefield, but they also have chants that stir the mind and the heart. The motherless sods have spells that can bolster a man's courage or tap into his fears. If the chorus is a mob, how is it led and supplied? The voices of Narat give orders to his elite commanders, who in turn send instructions out to the gang captains, but beneath that hierarchy it is chaos. Whole gangs will break from the larger force and disperse back into their homelands. The chorus is inefficient beyond words, and yet more bodies keep coming in to replace those lost in the mess. Inefficient? Every weakling lost in the shuffle is one less burden to those in the choir still dancing to the song of battle. Our ways must be harsh, otherwise the stupid and the soft will inherit the chant. The chorus has a lot of mouths to feed, so the conscripts that can't or won't fight are made to gather food or water. Else, I'm told, they're fed to the pigs, becoming food and water in a sense. Barik shrugs. A fine contrast to the honor, efficiency, and decency of the disfavored. The Legion demands courage and tenacity, but provides us with good iron, and does not leave its soldiers to forage like vultures. How do you think the Scarlet Chorus convinced so many tearsmen to join? It began with Siren. She had a song that got whole villages marching to her will, and once these peasants killed their neighbors or cousins in service of the voices, it either hardened them into warriors or broke their mind for servitude. Lots of criminals and drifters joined the chorus too. It seemed like the scum of the tears just needed a promise of glory and sanctioned debauchery to turn on their neighbors. It's not pretty, and it shouldn't be. The chorus is a forge. All of the dirt of the tears goes in, and the finest bits are refined into weapons. There are many that join the Scarlet Chorus because they wish to join the winning side. It's a shame that such patriots are not born to prop the northern stock, too weak or too slight to be disfavored. The Scarlet Chorus is their best freedom from fealty to the younger realms. Not everyone has the fortune of gaining Chunan's favor. The Tearsman would only be a weak link in the disfavored shield wall. Yes. The North is our shared link, our consistency. How can I trust a woman or man to hold the shield wall if I don't understand their customs?
Good. Let's move on to another matter.
What can you tell me of the Tears? Uphill both ways and full of dumb sods. I learned some history and training, and I've been here a few years, but I'm no expert. What is your assessment of the local forces? Man, there was a time early in the war when I would have feared the younger realms working together. Imagine that, he chuckles. Once I saw the modest scope of their defensive, I knew they would be easily outclassed. They couldn't even rally their best to make a competent stand. Tell me the Vendrian Guard. It used to be the Queen's Royal Army of Vendrian. I guess defeat inclined them to a shorter name. We crushed them back in 429, and proud to say took part in the decisive battle. You know the rest. A year after we thought them conquered, thousands of Vendrian Oathbreakers murdered the garrison and declared themselves free of the Overlord's rule. Tell me the Unbroken. The Unbroken Union of Stalwart, may they rot in the decrepitude of their fallen realm. Barik squeezes his gauntlet into a hard fist. Much as it pains me to admit it, in all the realms of the Tears, the Unbroken have been the only foe worthy to meet the disfavored in battle. The Unbroken value tradition, just as we do. Stalwart has never lost a war on their own soil, a reputation they take quite seriously. It is fortunate that Stalwart has poor relations with all its neighbors. The rest of the Tears will not come to their aid, so as bravely as they fight, their end is inevitable. Can you tell me the Bronze Brotherhood? Mercenaries on the free cities. The chorus needed extra muscle. You can always mint new rings. Hard to believe the Tearsmen turned on each other for mere loops of metal. The Bronze Brotherhood worshipped the Scourges. Yes, those monsters from their old walls. Mercenaries are grown adults who willingly admire a magical abomination. Read into that what you will. That said, it should surprise no one that the Bronze Brotherhood eventually wanted more than just rings and turned on their contract. Kairos now considers an enemy, which is for the best. The Overlord needs a better class of combatants.
Go on, Fatebinder.
What do you know of the Younger Realms? Before we marched in the Bastard Tier, I recall Gravenash giving us a speech as we stood assembled at Fort Resolution. He told us that the Younger Realms lack the sense to make a stand against us. I don't think I need to point out that the average Tearsman is supremely inferior to the sons and daughters of the North. For every one of ours they kill, we must drag a score and a half bleeding into the soil with us. It didn't help that they're afraid of magic and relied on their battlefield prowess to stage a defense. What do you know of the Beastmen? They drilled us on Beastmen combat before the invasion, but it did little to prepare us. The local savages are lacking in brains, hygiene, and the ability to arm themselves. Yet the prime hunters of their species are formidable. Aside from being rapacious killers, the Beastmen make good haulers and laborers once have killed the half that won't follow orders. Fuck. God, the disfavored sure are some colonialist assholes, aren't they? You want to hang out with the racists? You want to hang out with the slavers? Jimbles hates both of those. Enough about the Tears. Let's discuss some immediate concerns. What do you think of our circumstances? The Edict left little room for confusion. A representative of the Overlord must breach Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. We must assume death is the price of failure. We should assist the disfavored in the siege preparations, as only the Legion should take the Wells fortified citadel. Wouldn't wager a wooden ring in the Scarlet Chorus impressing anyone but the vultures. What are your thoughts on me and my deeds? Any reservations I have aside, your military record speaks for itself. You are Turnan's Fatebinder, and my opinions on the matter don't come into it one way or another. What do you think of our travel companions? I am more than accustomed to traveling in a company of soldiers, so I'm out of practice judging the words of civilians and miscreants. If you had anyone particular in mind, I will give them some thought. What do you think of Lantry? I do not know how many years he has walked the face of Tratus, but he clearly knows more than he claims to. Since he claims to know a great deal indeed, there's no limit to what he could be holding back. What do you think of Verse? I try not to. She's a force of chaos, an agent of the voices of Narat. Taking her into our confidence can only lead to ruin. And yet she is a capable fighter. For the time being, I'm confident you can trust her to serve your interests and rely on her skills on the battlefield. She may even offer some useful perspective on this war. We weren't quite done yet.
Binder.
Fuck.
You have something which requires my attention?
Barik salutes as he turns to greet you.
What can I do for you?
Would you like to discuss removing your armor? He looks at you for a very long time, his expression as unreadable as ever.
Though we are encouraged to couple and mate within the Legion, I don't consider you one of my cohorts. I think I'll decline.
Wait, so you're saying the answer would be different if I was disfavored?
I don't know how long you've harbored these thoughts, but I would strike them from your imagination. I won't be leaving this armor anytime soon, and you have no hopes of breaching it without capable tools and endless patience. Suffice it to say, my armor and I will not be separated for the time being. When the war is over, perhaps Tunon will lend me one of his forge-bound. Until then, here I remain. My armor saved me from the destruction of Stalwart, where thousands of others lost their lives. So you can see why I continue to wear it. For the time being, we will not be separated.
I gave him so much harsher a voice for literally no reason. But hey, I mean, first take, still relatively pleased with my performance. Go, Jimbles, go. Are you comfortable in there? I've somehow developed enough calluses that I can sleep at night, but I wouldn't call that comfort, would you? This is my armor. It has everything it needs and more: purpose, meaning, strength. If it were comfortable, that would only take away from its other qualities. Do you want it? Do you even want it removed? I would not speak of this now. Fatebinder, please consider the topic closed. As your commander, I am concerned about the state of your uniform. Damn it, you are right to be concerned. My apologies that you needed to pull rank. It was wrong of me to withhold information. I don't need to tell you that this suit of junk is a literal pain in my ass. Half broken, smelling of vermilion, and perpetually jabbing my side with some Kairos bedamned caltrop. These dusty plates may not be up to standard, but they serve the disfavored well enough on the battlefield, failing to intimidate the enemy. Better for me to endure this condition than to shirk an advantage. Considering that I wore this as I marched across the bones of Stalwart that was, my burden growing heavier with each step, I have no desire to leave it behind. It's a lesson, a reminder, and yes, a prison. But all those things make it something more. It's an armor fastened in ideas, Lantry mutters to himself soberly and commits a few words to his manuscript. These plates have something of me in them. They're as wicked as a bramble patch, as stubborn as a fortress, and hopelessly flawed. At present, removing my armor is not an option. If that ever changes, I suspect that the tiers will tremble with the impact of my collapsing fortification. What a day that will be. What does Graven Ash think of your predicament? I suspect that he doesn't. Not to dismirch a great general, but he has larger matters to consider than any one soldier's woes. His shrug sends a puff of debris clattering to the ground. Tell me how long do you think it can last? The armor hasn't shown any sign of weakening. My maintenance regimen is all that keeps it from rusting solid. Were I to stop applying oil and give in to entropy, the shell would harden it to a degree that no forge master has ever seen. I think it could very well stand for as long as the old walls, with my skeleton peering out from the depths. And someday, not even that. Now, isn't that a cheery thought? Tell me about what you can and can't do. I can strike fear into the hearts of our enemies and protect the shield walls of my very body. What more do I need? How do you vacate your bowels? Let us say that I manage, and I manage poorly. There are parts of this misbegotten thing I can reach are in better repair than the ones I can't. How do you take pleasure from life? Are we actually talking about this Fatebinder? Do you have nothing better to do than wonder how I access my nether regions for a frenzied bout of self-interest? I don't want to hear this. How do I even run far enough to avoid it? Verse plugs her ears and winces against the inevitable. Well, I can't. Not from lack of trying. My works are inaccessible from the outside, and much as I've tried to worm my arm out of the sleeve of iron, I would only succeed in dislocating my shoulder. If you ever think me frustrated or disagreeable, just imagine what I've dealt with since the third year of the Conquest. Or more accurately, what I haven't dealt with. How do you fare in water? Better to ask, how do I sink? The answer is quickly. Water passes my lips easily enough, though I take great care to keep it from anywhere else. Well, you're not wrong, comrade, that's for sure. He's pretty cool. There is quite a bit of racism going on there, but what more can you do? Iron Storm. I feel like we already had that, but fair enough. Jeez. Emerge from his armor and fly to around the Fatebinder. Jeez, okay, cool. In this game? No way! Maybe missed it. I'm not sure. You could say, you want to hang out with the racists or the slavers? Your choice. Eb. Anyway, Lantry there. So we're going to take a quick save, which is pretty good. We're going to go take a break and we'll be back in 15 minutes or so. I'm going to rest my voice, make myself another drink, that sort of thing. Yeah. See you soon. Yellow. Gabe's about to blast you. That wasn't so bad. I didn't want to make a cocktail. I made a cocktail before I started, so I have the huge bottle of water I mentioned. And I ate 2 potatoes. And Mr. just made potatoes. They were still warm in the oven. I carried one to her and said, "What's going on? There are potatoes that you haven't eaten." And then she said, "I've already had a few." So I got to eat some potatoes. Yeah, sometimes it's not about making a martini, even if you're like, martini. You're like, maybe something with nutrients. So this is going to be bad. Just warning you. I'm sure you're aware. This is going to suck. As you step into the center of the village, you feel as if you are being watched from all angles. A distant patter of feet echo off the walls of the small and seemingly deserted village. I am Fatebinder Monhus. I've come to discuss your conscription into the chorus. Cooperate. We won't die. Actually, that sucks. No need to hide. I've no desire to fight. Merely to talk. The wooden beams on the rooftop to the north creaks under someone's weight. A tree rustles behind you. I've come to offer you redemption with the Scarlet Chorus. I'm doing my best to try and save you all. Feel free to help me with that endeavor. A voice bellows on the rooftop with a cackle. Go home to your overlord! Bendering guard, huh? Sorry, friend, but you won't be leaving here in one piece. We'll set your head back north. I want your folks to see what happens to those who invade our lands. Attack range. So you really need to deal with that one because everyone else is melee.
You got it.
See that? I'm not entirely useless.
That's very good. See that? Not entirely useless. Thank you. Use your bow. What are you doing? Battle stance. Red guys, 2% receive from all attackers. Dodging. Pick up a spit. Use your bow. You are using your bow. Okay.
Back here.
You know, Lexi, I actually thought...
Pay attention.
Cannot change difficulty. I know, I'm just... Why is everything so loud? There you go, let's try that, shall we? Effects down.
Kids, you might learn.
Okay, so that's working. No, you can't go up there. Oh, nobody else is wounded, though.
Something.
It sure wasn't. I turned it down on my headset because I was like, I must have turned it up on when I picked up my headset. That shouldn't be part of it.
Not a problem, boss.
That's Matt screaming in pain. Or like groaning happily. Groaning in pain. Kind of gave up the ghost there. Whoops. Why would I do that, comrade? Flicking the bronze tip of her blade. Oh, 1008. The Scarlet Fury strolls into view with a smug smile, flanked by an entourage of soldiers. Not bad. I've piled up the same number of corpses in half the sword strokes, but, well, where are my manners? One ought not to criticize help so generously given. She sweeps her arms wide in exaggerated mocking bow. You've my deepest and sincerest gratitude for cutting this Vendrian pissants in my place. How can you be so damn pleased? These people are dead. That's several conscripts that won't be joining the chorus. We already got what we needed. The willing ones. She points to several of the armed fighters at her side. We were hoping a different face might convince the remainder to join us, but alas, can't win them all, can you? The Earthbreakers were but a warm-up. Step closer so I can knock that grin off your face. Whoa, now. The Fury holds up a scarred head in protest. No need to break any bones, Everett. If you're friggin' pissed, take it up a death knell. It was her plan, not mine. She wets her chapped lips before continuing. Look then, I'll tell everyone how badly you slept around the Earthbreakers, okay? You did us a real favor. You deserve to have your glory touted. And with that, she nods curtly and sheaths her blade, bidding an end to the exchange. It's notable, at least a little bit, it's notable that I personally, Jimbles, am enjoying telling, especially the Scarlet Chorus when they fuck around, that they fucked around and they'll pay for it, especially as they level up and begin to be able to back that up. Oh, cleric, you wound me. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Loxy and Emma Stitches may be unavailable during said games day because they're away for the long weekend, right? But what if I rearrange something during that time? I think that's entirely possible. Okay. Wheels are turning, alright? Wheels are turning. Ah, fuck, there you go. Loxy, I say this without offense in any way. Didn't know you liked board games. Sorry. Fatebinder, death nail nods in your direction. Now what do you need? Sorry? This isn't a women don't like board games and such. Sincerely. Sincerely, it's not a sexist women don't like board games. I just had no idea. I'm good, that's a plus. Do we... Enjoy the hangs is worth it. Got some explaining to do, Fury. I don't appreciate being used. Oh, fuck it. You can just punch her. Let's just punch her. In one swift stride, you close the distance between the two of you and you land a punch squarely in her stomach. The force of it knocks her back a pace, causing her to take a knee. She lets out a few coughs before regaining her composure and standing back up. You or any Chorus member try anything like that again, I'll put you on a spike yourself. Scarlet Fury nurses her stomach and replies with a strained voice. I'll make a note to watch my step around the Fatebinder tuning. Just before she walks away, she takes out one of her swords and gives it a once-over before tossing it into your hands. Good punch. Fun. Always the hangs especially? Haranguing about board games? See, like, that's entirely possible. That was a major motivation. I'm just not sure. A twisted iron sword. Armor pen 4. One-handed weapons, 21. Well, compared to this fucking thing, it's not happening. 8 to 11. 10 to 13, though. Violent explosions on death. Yeah, we like that, though. New sword. Cleansing charm. Immunity to poisons. That's a cat for you. Terror with claws is good. Back over here, maintain defensive posture. Winded, that his favored commander clutches his bloodstained chest piece as he takes a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. His focus is on the scattered wounded men around him. He is yet to notice you. Your plan has been a rousing success. Most of our troops dead, a bridge destroyed, and the Vendrian Guard pushes back to where we started. Ladies and gentlemen, the finest the North has to offer. And for your next act? I needed those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against it. We could have taken it. What is happening? Shouldn't you be on the other side of the bridge? We tried to rush the western bridge. Blow for blow, we had them running, but his gaze drops, alongside escapes. But halfway across, the whole damn river the blood-chanted gesticulates, flailing for words. Lurched up, the cursed Matani swallowed the bridge, and most everyone on it. Few only real soldiers we have left are the Scarlet Furies that I, quite wisely, directed into a flanking position. A few of us kept our footing, but the advantage was lost. We had to fall back. And as we did, the Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back where we started with only a fraction of the strength. Remember, the School of Tides is alive and working with the Vendrian Guard. I assure you she's the culprit. That would explain it. Saw a woman dressed in blue on the other side of the river. Didn't seem like she fit with the others. Had we focused our strength into one perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew what was killing him. But it's not too late. We can use the Scarlet Furies to... No, fool. Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed. Are you working for the Earthbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer at high alert. Well, we can sit and wait for Kyrus' edict to kill us, or we could do something. If this were a hearing of grievances, I'd let you call the shots, but we are talking about the lives of my gang. Conscript are a copper a dozen, but Furies. I've worked hard to secure the loyalty of my gang. I will not scrap fine warriors on such a buffoonish plan. Suppose I'll have to tell the voices of Narat that his agents were soft and cowardly in the face of opposition. Huh? Do you think your words would change? The chanter smells wide. I meant to say perhaps the Fatebinder is right. Antir is in charge. When you next meet with the Archons, you will tell the voices I was instrumental in the success of our crossing. Just like that, but his favorite warrior crumples his face in his palm. No waiter would question it. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, and you best be thanking me and the Fatebinder was saved at his favorite time and time again. What's one more? Listen up, for this to work, my Furies need a moment to get out of cover. Fatebinder, you need to run up the East Bridge. Don't get yourself killed. Destroy their attention. I'll single my Furies to send a rope across while you have them occupied. There's no time to waste. Let's hope your gang delivers. Antio turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you, Fatebinder, and good hunting. Quickly, Fatebinder, to the bridge! Which one's East again? Iron Greatsword. Fucking hell yeah. Potion of Revival? Wow. We could really use that. I love auto loot radius. Soldiers knew his wounds on his body. Cold forms of two elderly villagers nearby. Two victims that he ultimately could not shield harm. Tisman hunting bow. Yank. I should probably look at the armor I'm looting. Most of the homes on the southern side of the river have been abandoned, much like this one. Few of Apex's citizens believe that raising a blue flag will be respected by Kyrus' forces. That's not fair. Tisman's spine bow, 11 to 14? 13 to 15. Grats! Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. I have 31. That's not. I have 31 rings. Bronze rings, whatever. Not quite enough to purchase plus 10 fire, control fire skill at all times. But I'll be thinking about it.
I'd have it no other way.
Your days
I could just set up a formation. Why don't I do that?
end here.
Ha! He's immune to poison, you idiot. Burn! Burn! Jesus, come on. It's a good sword. that explodes
it.
your enemies. Love a sword that explodes your enemies. Matani River forms the boundaries of Apex's central ring. The river narrows considerably at Echocal, making it one of the few access points for the valley's interior. Hello! Whoa! Oh no! You there? And you? Signaling her warriors to the bridge, a woman in the regalia of a Vendrian guard captain pieces a commotion with a shrill soprano. Get over here, the disfavored are back. Guess I forgot a javelin or two. Be a doll, would you? Hurl them back. Wait, not another disfavored. This is a Fatebinder. She looks you up and down. Odd. I would have expected, well, just more soldiers. Here to convince us to kneel down and lose their heads. Your heraldry, House Matani? Apologies that your river must be dirty with this conflict. She lifts an eyebrow. I am honored, and will trust that all grievances wash downstream. She clears her throat, thrown by your formality. May the river guide you through the valley. Your friends seem to have misplaced most of their squad. Guess they're somewhere in my river. She shrugs sarcastically. My family has been protecting this river for 6 generations, so it's easy to lose track of all the looters and vagrants we've had to feed to the eels. Unless you want to try a running leap over, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to Placid Crossing. We have more warriors there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy to kill you. That tide castle that did this? The one that met me for a truce? Trying to take stock of our crew, she lets out a loud snort, laughing to herself. We've had unexpected help of late. Kill and rape a realm enough and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiver you in the ear. Let us across and we will grant you mercy. Hold your roars a second. I have a statement prepared from Captain Airy for just this moment. She reaches into her belt and, with an impish smile, pulls her hand out to reveal nothing but the local hand gesture for penis. Wait, there's a second missive here somewhere. She feigns scouring her pockets once more before displaying her phallic gesture again. Love a girl that tells us to suck her cock? Well done. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it would appear that our distraction has paid off. He nods to the west. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling out to as she does. I wouldn't keep standing there, Fatebinder. The river's currents are quite unpredictable. Well done. While you were toying with the Ozpakers, my gang had the opportunity to set a rope on the collapsed bridge over yonder. The Furies wait to join you in battle. What is the plan now? Plan now is to lower that bridge. Our warriors can't swim in their armor. The lighter troops, he points squarely at you, can move across the rope to lower the bridge. I'll meet you on the other side. Crossing by rope, are we? Barik clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend that I go last. For once, I agree with Antio. Bitterquip points across the water in an animated alarm. My gang's been spotted. Go now, before they're overwhelmed. Straight up, don't tell me what to do. Villagers. Clear their surrender. No need for further bloodshed. Vendrian Guard will triumph. I don't regret what I've done. We have scouts hiding on the far bank. I can just barely see them. Matani River's currents pose little threat to small boats and lone bridges like this one. The magic to split this bridge must have been quite powerful. Cross river. Kairos' soldiers have tied a rope to the bridge to bridge the two halves of the river. Looks steady enough to cross by hand. Take hold of the rope and slowly cross the river. I wonder what happens if we don't have anyone 29 athletics. I guess we need to have a different plan.
Sorry, I can't.
Send them at me in waves!
Okay, we can't get all 3. Get 2. Set fire to this fucker. And then we can... Use our main character to slow everyone down. Okay, so now, electric jolt. Touch of atrophy. Let's do Let's do this, and then we're putting in the range damage.
Feeling so great. Not feeling so great.
It's fine. Just keep drinking potions. Don't have tolling iron yet.
You got it.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Thought I was dead for sure. Go on ahead, Fatebinder. I'm no more use to you now. Ooh, Staff of Boreal Frost. Look at our HP just climb because we're out of combat. Look at that! We level up a bit. We get all 4 party members.
butchers have come! Flee!
We start doing okay. Hi, Matani. Retreat! Captain Matani signals for her troops to run to the nearby village. There's too many! They've crossed the river! Pull back! The Vendrian Guard soldiers rush forward and adopt a close formation, covering Captain Matani as she retreats towards the nearby settlement. Hold. I only wish to talk. Your request goes unheeded. The Vendrian Guard soldiers advance.
Look at that.
Shit.
Future course.
Hold up. Okay. Tauntal 3. Go for it. You're not doing iron tolling.
Will do.
Take me if you can.
This is useless. I should try something else.
On your knees, worm!
Why did you do that, buddy?
Can't do that.
That looked effective to me.
Flawless.
No, wait. It's blood.
Fuck. Did you see that? Please, 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 please. What's gonna help us right now? She gets in a fight. That might help. It's your job to distract them.
You got it.
Oh, we might come out of this okay.
On your knees, worm!
Jeez, okay.
I'm on it.
Wondering if you could do that before that fight ended, and then we'd have additional reinforcements in that very difficult fight.
See that?
What do you think? Think that's likely? These empty crates appear to have significant water damage. Also notice a series of notches on the top left corner of each box. The forge-bound iron. Waterlogged crates with notches that match the ones Isatanus showed you. Must have been filled with the iron Isatanus was expecting. The rest of the shipment must be nearby. And a broken crate with a busted, disfavored weapon inside. It's been part of the shipment. Must be more clues nearby.
Sorry, I can't. Can't do that.
My soldiers paid the price for decided incompetence. Let's not forget who made this bridge capture possible. Vixel Merc, all that remains is Captain Matani Sybil to the north. Just making sure there's nothing more I need to loot. Alright. God, how clever would that be? The game had that planned, and then I just went, what if I don't? He's wounded. Wounds are cleared on rest. You're wounded. Wounds are cleared upon rest. I can't rest in the middle of a fight. Oh well.
They're here! Run! Go now!
Right. Take that!
You feel much improved.
Barik, because he's getting hit a lot, is leveling his dodge really fast. See that? He took one. Weapon ineffective. That's pretty funny. And so he's leveling up before our fucking main character, which, I don't know, I'm not gonna argue. This strategy of him staying alive is pretty good. Ranged attacks or magic spells. What about... Probably parry. That's the other one. I'm Godra. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Reduce damage, make them miss altogether. Accuracy. Attack and ability strength. Just two-handed weapons. One-handed weapons as well, though. There you go. Even more engagement. Bolters the strength bonus to armor? Or just reduce damage at all times. We fucking clearly need that.
On it.
Hey, Settler, you gonna be okay? Please, my children are inside. If you must kill me, do it out here, away from them. I had nothing to do with the Oathbreakers, I swear. You hear muffled voices and
Sorry,
fearful
I
exclamations coming from inside. Ooh, great.
The Vendrian guard can't protect us! We must go! Oh!
Villager looks at you in frightened silence. Here I thought fleeing the earthquakes at Azure was a smart move.
You see what I see?
We left combat, and so we're healing.
You didn't see nothing.
Sneak, sneak, sneakity. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Disarm the traps.
I'm on it.
I want you to know, buddy. I'm doing this because
Will
it's
do.
funny.
I'm not here to make friends.
I think we might need to look at armor. Rogues like this. Goodness. Bonus damage on. Sage's hood. Affliction, recovery. Not gonna help. Come back, Jimbles.
Take that!
Ugh.
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. Poof. They fucking exploded. Leather helm. Nobleman's braces. Heavy armor. We're gonna wear leathers, essentially. Light bronze. Heavy. Okay, well, that's not gonna help us. Still. Camp
Right.
supplies to heal. But I think we're in the middle of a
You learn
pitch.
something every day.
I love this leveling up. Spell strength, magic defense. I'm not casting that many fucking spells, even though my lore is 73. Resolve. Resolve helps control atrophy. Hits and crits, atrophies penalties. Like, it's good. Ability and spell cooldown isn't exactly a bad thing. Oh, Lantry, that's why. You do nothing but cast spells. You're fine, buddy. Ship. It's pretty good. Spell slots for everyone. Everyone gets extra HP. Undying. Just having Undying is pretty good. Place dodge with parry while defending against range attacks. Basic attacks hit multiple times. Jesus Christ. Seems really good. I don't think we need additional spell slots yet, so let's do that. I'll have to think about it soon, though. 73s. Cone. Currently 40. Strength. Rooted affliction. Remove beneficial effects. Whoever's target might and vitality. This one, touch of atrophy. It's got reach. You can just increase that. Make it more accurate. To just update it. Yeah, we can just make that better. Jolt. Distant impact. Channel strength called distant. Crippling coils got strength. Yeah, even longer now. Illusion. Blurred, making him harder to hit. And this black pit. They fall prone. That's cool. Stun and daze enemies in a cone. Lovely. Cool. What's that? Fruit. A Hinama. Hardy headgear. Vigor. That's a max health. Alright. Sweet. None of us are going to wear it. You want this village? Take it. Good luck during the flood season. I thought we'd already surrendered. Shouldn't the war be over? Yes, I really want the war to be over.
Kairos' soldiers are here!
That's why I'm here. Dang, someone thought it through.
Slow and steady.
Sneak, 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 sneaky, sneak. I wonder what they're up to. These crates have a small series of notches at the top corner of each box, and scuffs on the ground suggest they were dragged here from the nearby home. Well...
Sorry, I can't.
Well. A tiny Sibyl's shrill voice pierces the air when a clarion call addressed not to you, but to the citizens of the village. Do not fear, sons and daughters of Apex. Kairos' hounds are at our doorstep. The Vendrian Guard will not abandon you. Brave warriors of the Vendrian Guard, these foreigners and sellouts mean to burn our homes and butcher our families. Summon what strength you have and show Kairos the price of taking our land. Several soldiers step out from half-closed doorways and dimly lit alleyways, fury blazing in their eyes. The partisans shout battle cries to marshal their courage, and you see the grey gleam of iron as they brandish their weapons and charge. How in the name of Ash did these hillfolk get their hands on iron weapons? Barik regards the locals with momentary panic and bewilderment before setting his stance for battle. Well, we found the missing iron.
Send them at me in waves.
Seriously? Everyone retreat. That's my first thought, right? Bring them all together. Barik, move forward. Now, you straight up need to taunt as many of them as you can. If you insist. Corroding blood.
How it's done!
Will do.
Corrosive touch, and now take him down.
Right.
It's a hit!
Heal a Fatebinder. Yeah.
Flawless! I think my wisdom is finally catching up to my head.
We'll try and taunt them all.
Face my iron!
Wait, did I do that?
Yeah, Lantry, you need to stay at range, dude. In fact, what is AI? Party support. Fed part. Good, yeah.
At once.
This weapon is useless! Keep your filthy hands off!
That's it. Mercy, mercy in a humble village. Damn northerners, you just take what you want, don't you? A cool village appears to be unusually well supplied. It's likely that the locals have been helping the revolutionary forces for some time. Well, yeah, look, that stands to reason. I think that's exactly what they would be doing. This home has been bisected by Earthshaker magic. Antir likely ordered his mages to do so to intimidate the
Sorry,
villagers.
I can't.
It's hard fought. We're working very hard. We're trying to take advantage as best we can. It's still awful. It's satisfying to think I'm going to take care of it. We're going to sort this out. It's still horrible. Ooh. It's a little insane in
Not
me.
feeling so great.
Poison. Because we ate raw meat? Yeah. They're here, weapons up. Remember those who remember those no longer with us. Honor them with your courage and prowess. The captain turns to face you as you approach. Fatebinder, we are proper warriors, are we not? This battle should remain between those of us who specialize in dealing death. Let the villagers go. They did not ask for this conflict. I'm not here for slaughter. I prefer to talk. Really? The trail of my dead friend says otherwise. What is there to say, Fatebinder? Unless it's sorry for all the murders, followed by a big swig of hemlock, it's too late for words to solve anything. The captain looks at you expectantly. The soldiers stand ready, and the muffled cries and sobs of the villagers fill the air. My goal is to gain your surrender without bloodshed. That is a commendable notion, but a tragically simple one at that. If any here could stomach life in the chorus or submission to a disfavored work camp, that person already surrendered years back. The folks standing before you were the ones serious about our freedom. Besides, we already ran trying to surrender. I know any deal you've come to offer is just a trap, as the Archon's pride demands that they bury us. So sorry, we've been at this for too long. No third option. Kairos ultimately brings order. Why resist unity and prosperity? Like the unity between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. She throws back her head, issuing a dramatic laugh. That's not the sort of peace we want. Besides, peace is overrated. Peace means tolerating the evil in your neighbor. It is a cowardly dream for those with simplistic notions of the world. But I concede half your point. A thought drawn so across her face with a smile. The Veteran Guard was simply the army of Apex. But now we have volunteers from the realms joining our cause. So you are correct about bringing unity. This insurrection is doomed to failure. Why throw away your lives? We've demonstrated that a once vanquished people can rise from the dust and bloody the Archons. The objective is to send a message to others in the tiers, and this has been a resounding success. The townsfolk may go. The rest of you stand and fight. Far be it from me to question a call, but this village is a source of aid to the Vendrian Guard. We would be fools to leave it standing to resupply our enemies the moment we turn our backs. I believe Kairos would wish us to show mercy to the villagers. Captain lurches forward, ready to yell, but stumbles over her words as your response sinks in. Did you all hear the Fatebinder? Don't just stand there. Run like the scourge chasing you. Guardsmen, stay behind. The moment you've been training for is about to come true. Now the rest of you. Run before I change my mind. So you can have a moving target to make it interesting. She starts to laugh, the smoke faltering as your intent registers. Wait, we can... By Kairos' codpiece. You mean it. Don't make me repeat myself. I will repay this. She nods to you, then turns to her crew, signaling for all to flee. The guardsmen and villagers scatter northward. Oh. Well done, Fatebinder. You bring honor to the court with your valor. Intia slowly nods as he looks out across the village. The captain, what became of her? She still draws breath. The voices on her out would be most intrigued to speak with her in detail. I let her go. Told her to send warning to her friends that are becoming. Really? He lifts an eyebrow, at first with a scowl, upon reflection a smile. While I would have liked to take her back as a prisoner, perhaps it would be better served by her returning to her nest. There she will speak of what happened to her, tearing away what little hope remains. We may have lost some of our number at the river, but we picked ourselves up and made this work. Antio nods a bit of quip, a reluctant smile across his face, and bows to you. May we always triumph. What of the village? Locals could have trapped the houses, so too risky to commandeer them as a sight. His tone shrugs. He shrugs, his tone becoming matter of fact. We should burn the town. And a card of support, send a message, and the smoke signal will give the others a visible rallying point when crossing the Matani. Did we just waste all that blood and time capturing this place only to torch it all? Now, I admire the mystical power of fire in ways none of you could possibly understand, but even I think there's a time and place for arson. Fatekeeper, kindly tell Antio he's free to burn his half of the village. The Scarlet Chorus would like to keep our half of the spoils. I'll smoke it. Settlement should be preserved. And any still... Ugh. Made slaves of conscripts. I'm not doing that. If there are any villagers still here, allow them to run. And then you may raise the settlement. I need 2 of you to scour the grounds for any of your own wounded, and do gestures to his soldiers, and 2 to gather kindling when we've got our ruin cleared from the site. Good hunting, Fatebinder. The disfavored commander offers you a vigorous salute. Raven Ash protects. Well, if we're going to solve this with fire, the chanter lets out a long sigh as he slowly traces the sigil of a long-gone archon of fire with his index finger. The least you could do is leave this to an expert. Have your warriors round up the wounded. If you want this town burned, so be it. We'll destroy all evidence we were ever here. The chanter smiles a wicked grin. Fatebinder, on behalf of the disfavored legion and our chorus allies, I thank you for your bravery and wisdom. The Iron Marshal sent word that the Archons are meeting back at the disfavored camp and your presence is requested. You should make haste back to the camp. We'll take it from here. I'm not done here. The Vendrian Guard's favor. What? It's here. Favor. Champion's Valor. Passive. 3% hit. Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes, Cleric. Jesus, we're always telling him. Cut the baby in half. You can all have some. Fuck, it's happening all the time. Nerving presence. That'll be good too. I'd love to have that. Get some wrath. Unnerving presence. They all go receive a penalty to accuracy. Forever. So, the quest is updated. Imperial Iron Falcata. Fine, great stuff. Imperial Iron Falcata. It's But it's slightly better than Wrought and Ruined, but it doesn't explode people, so. But you. 11 to 14. 11 to 14. It's exactly the same as a Twisted Iron Sword. Well, that's funny. Red Rivers, Gutseeker. Parrying and accuracy. Well, they should actually stay. I guess we get to sell them. Gotta find
Can't do that.
iron, that iron, which I believe is here. There it is. God, it's always trying to adjudicate ridiculous complaints. Everyone for both of these stupid armies. I want to kill literally everyone. Yeah, I bet you do, you crazy fuck. Like, I've made it clear, this is the kind of difficulties that should come up in an evil campaign. In Dawn of War, just gonna play it at the moment. I dislike playing as the orcs and the chaos because they're so obvious and absolutely lacking in anything other than the most hammed up, ridiculous version of evil possible that they're really boring to listen to. And that's the kind of evil, quote-unquote, campaign you get a lot of the time. If you want to play like evil characters, it should be not exactly like this, but a lot like this. Trying to make people who just simply don't get along, trying to get along the whole time. Just like, oh, for fuck's sake, can you put down your stupid squabbling for a minute? What do you mean? Prefer to play Sisters of Battle in Dawn of War. Since how badly Soulstorm was received, like, I'm never seeing them in an RTS again. I've already told you I'm not leaving my home. The old man slams his fist together for emphasis, glaring at you with a startled brow. Oh, you those purple imbeciles. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Eyesight isn't what it used to be. Name's Moore. Been here since old Kinor couldn't claim the valley as part of his own. You're Kairos, right? He jabs a finger at you with the question. Kairos brings peace, right? Well, I surrender. Now leave me to my home and privacy. I suggest you cooperate with their demands. Settle down, son. I've been living here on my own just fine. I've enjoyed heat waves, breath fever, flooding. I'm not worried about children at play. Just hope none of you kids drown in the river. That'd make your parents sad. Fine, run away, old man. Gladly. Will puts his hands on his hips and nods with a defiant scowl. Alright, dude, not killing an old man for no reason. The lock lacks a complex mechanism and looks like it can be picked with moderate effort. The city door has been locked, but doesn't appear to be barred. There's a list on old crumpled paper. All various simple items for crafting and repair are crossed out. Most food items remain. Forge-bound iron ingots. Hello, old man. The old man barges into the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger! He attempts to usher you away from the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out! I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I have no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Vendrian Guard, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. Those so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Then Matani showed up for the iron. Not exactly. She stumbled upon it just like you did, but she was helping fortify the village for an attack like this. She was just as surprised, but she happily took it. Villagers forcing you to help the Vendrian Guard? That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying, or do you have shit for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. It's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. Seems like your stubborn ignorance may have saved you. I'm taking the iron, you may stay. The old man snatches your hands and shakes him with what little strength he has left. Thank you, Fatebinder. Ooh, sigil is... Oh, you already know it. Ooh, I guess we can sell it then. Get that money back. Ugh. Put on an old man voice. It's my dad's birthday. My late father. I'm fine. But the wheel keeps turning. No other way around it. received a message. Yoink. Edicts claim your worthless life. We are not completely without our senses. We knew Kairos would issue an edict in our valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sick sense of humor, but I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence doomed the Oathbreaker and Puppet equally. I had such low expectations for the servant of the so-called Archon of Justice. Tunon seemed little more than a passive stooge that sits on a throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of other Archons. The face of prosperity that lets Kairos claim one thing while being another. I would have hoped you actually did serve justice. The notion, not the Archon. But your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my cynicism entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Ari of the Venturing Guard, do take responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell Tunan that they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated into a struggle that was mine and not theirs. Sell this lie as well as you would sell the lies of the Overlord. Tarkus Ari, Captain of the Venturing Guard, Patriot of Apex. I can't reply to him. I'd love to. Even if all the setback was a neener. Fatebinder, the Archons are in the war tent. Pentibor. Gore thrust. That's pretty good. No one uses two-handed weapons, so. Fine greatsword. It's pretty good. 62. We nearly have enough for an iron ring. I have no idea what to do with it. Here it is. Leaded mark. Kairos' knife in the shadows. The unseen drop of poison enforces the Overlord's will. The Archon of Shadows. Well, let's not do that then. It is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. Oh. Emma Stitches is talking to the dog, I think. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. Crescent runner. Leather. Less armor. See, that might be worth it. That's worth it. There we go. We're not selling... No. We're not selling a ceremonial Fatebinder armor. It might sound like I know why we're not selling it. I'm sincerely just guessing that it may come up as a... You sold your fucking ceremonial armor, you dipshit. Don't do that. Favorite shield. Less dodge, a lot more endurance, a lot more parry. Where did it go? Enjoy your big new shield. Lantry's quill. Only Lantry can equip this. Yeah, what a surprise. They've all got trainable skills. I know it's silly, but we're gonna go back to the Scarlet Chorus camp and get, not even free, but get training up in And some of the skills they teach. I know it's stupid. But it's just a good idea. Because, I don't know, maybe I'll start a fight with one of... Am I okay? With what? With my father? Yeah, I'm okay. Struggling? I'm awake. Welcome back, Fatebinder. Reg Law. Law. No, I was technically thinking about doing up subterfuge. Baz for dual wield skill. Wait, she uses both. Fuck. God damn it. Struggling with the game? Struggling with them being evil? You might need to elaborate a little bit more on what would. When it comes to my dad, no, and I think you missed it with life. Oh, I appreciate you asking. That's really good. That's really nice. No, the beginning of stream is actually me saying about how good the weekend has been. Like, really good. And the look of confusion of me trying to stay awake is making technical decisions about character building. Going, oh, God, do I really? Am I absolutely about... Yeah, real worn bear. It sounds so silly. Take a couple of minutes out, change location, load, and bore all of you? I mean, you don't give these Earthbreakers enough credit. Even beasts can begin to see the patterns. If there's any pattern in my strategies, it's one of relentless victory. The Tearsman excel at deception, but falter in a fair fight. But it's been more deceitful than your second can. Wasn't he the expert on siege warfare? What's your plan for dealing with the walls now? Standing pyramid. Alright, whatever. We're gonna fucking...
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Raven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the Chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the Chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use.
That's fine.
Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Due to side quests, both of these teams are about as well equipped as they could be right now.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
You hear the voices of Narat lazily twirls his scepter. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying the name Cairn just to watch him squirm. Gravenash had so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ash turns his head, and upon seeing you in the tent, relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent. All eyes turn to you, expectantly. Done bickering?
Us? Never. How else will we keep each other at the top of our crafts?
The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he rubs his forehead in irritation. Our operations in Echocal Crossing and Tripmetal Wilderness were successful. Why aren't you two marching towards Ascension Hall?
Nothing would please us more than to be done with this wretched valley. Perhaps if we had more support from the disfavored, and from the court.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Oathbreaker raiders were broken, and most importantly, their captain was taken, and he has told us. The Archon of Secrets grips his helmet as a chittering percussion of whispers pour forth.
Nothing. Curse you motherless fucks! What have you brought but fire and suffering?
The voices of the voices of Narat slaps the forehead portion of his mask, and for a moment the emerald flames within his robes dim.
Oh, suffering doesn't really capture the nuance of what we've done. Apologies. We've been savoring this one's defiance. We know much of their inner workings, their desperate allies, their foolish hopes. This is our battle to lose.
God, they're fucked up.
Why I am on equal footing with Kairos' clown, I will never understand. So, Fatebinder, you would deem this mission successful?
By looks, Florian was a boastful leader from an influential family. His recruitment will demoralize the enemy.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Mittani. Report.
Securing the Mittani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tides still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended in success at Ekrikol Crossing, though victory came at great cost. In securing the waterfront, it was discovered that the denizens of Ekrikol village were in possession of stolen iron. Fuckers used their own arms against us. We, of course, put the village to the torch, and the Fatebinder wisely backed our claim to show them the price of resistance. Our victory pyre burns on the horizon for all to see. One detail my reports have failed to explain: the fate of the enemy captain. She seems to have escaped during the fighting at Ekrikol village. All reports indicate that Fatebinder was first in the village. She turns to you, head tilted to the side. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what became of the enemy leader? I let her go.
You did what?
Kairos' Day of Swords approaches, and our allies in the disfavored in the court refuse to work with us. There is clearly only one reason for this. Graven Ash and Tunon have allied against us. You conspire to rob us of our deserved glory.
Emerald-colored trails appear in the air as the Archon madly swings his scepter, gesticulating with growing rage. You hear the voices in your head. We see how it really is. You're all against us. If you two are unwilling to work together as Fatebinder of Tunon, I will order you to do so.
With whom do you stand?
The voices of Narat's mask tilt sideways as he lurches forward, wagging his scepter at you. You hear the voices in your head. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose wisely. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. You will march on the Vandrinwell Citadel together or not at all.
You test my patience, Fatebinder. We did not ask for a weak compromise that leaves all parties unsatisfied. Whom do you support? Are you going to let the Scarlet Chorus traitors have their way? Or will you stand by Kairos' true disciples, the disfavored?
Tough call, huh? You think I'll lose respect of chat if I choose one that they disagree? It's a tough one. You can take bets on which one you think I'm going to choose. I'm going to press it in just a few seconds. The Scarlet Chorus will lead.
You'd stand with the madman and his rabble? I am shocked. I counted you amongst our allies, and your name was held in some regard amongst my troops.
Matt Mercer's the main character. Sparks dance from around the Archon's iron regalia as graven ash fumes. Ugh. It's funny, given how much I complain about slavers and how much I enjoy killing slavers, that it's funny that I can take that as a sarcasm it actually is. I can tell you the rationale for it in a moment. What's his face, the clanker? Hilariously. Like, I didn't choose him. So minor spoilers, but we won't see it this time around. If you, and I haven't seen this in person, I've just paid attention to the video I've linked twice when essentially whenever I talk about Tyranny. Noah called Le Café. That's a fucking bingo, a drinking game for these streams. His video is like, I sided with the disfavored because I found that was slightly better the whole time. And then by the end of it, the whole time I was like, I'll change it from the inside. By the end of it, they'd perfectly molded me into one of their own, and I was doing something in their name for their honor, thinking, I'm better, I don't really mean this, while committing atrocities. And that's such a terrifying thought to me that is the main reason I'm choosing the Scarlet Chorus, which are also the bad option. They're both bad options. They're all bad. You know, here you go.
So be it. I will add another name to our record of hate. Out of respect for the Blue Flag truce, I won't have you slain where you stand. If you leave my camp and don't look back.
They're both evil.
A wise choice. The Scarlet Chorus will be honored to silence the last of the Vendrian Guard insult. Graven Ash, we hereby order you to stand down and remain here at camp until we have secured the Citadel.
If the Chorus leads the charge, they will fail. I will not sit idly by while the Edict claims my legion. The disfavored will carve a path to the Citadel on our own, if that's what it takes.
The air crackles electricity as Graven Ash lifts his maul to strike. I don't know if Noah finished a Scarlet Chorus playthrough. So. An important, method or way to play through the game is just straight up, agreeing with Kairos the whole time. You don't have to object to their rule in any way. Fatebinder. Your vision comes into focus, as does the feeling of a hand on your shoulder. Are you with me, Fatebinder? You don't look hurt, but say something. Something. Ha, good, same old Fatebinder. Was worried there for a second that you had been seriously hurt. Your guardian came to your rescue. The Crimson Spear taps Barik on the shoulder with a hearty smile. Barik turns to greet the gesture with a cold stare.
I wasn't trying to save you. I was trying to save her.
4 different parts. I can think of 3. I'm looking forward to seeing how they all turn out. He points to the verse and sighs.
And what happened, you bleeding hard iron shit tower?
Verse crosses her arms and glares.
I picked her up and she stabbed me. Put a dent in my side that I won't forget. So I put her down and dragged you out here to recuperate.
Oh, that was an honorable thing to do, Barik.
You're welcome. And here's where we part company. You've made your allegiances clear. Good luck and good riddance.
Need to make a decision. I sided with the army that has the numbers. You are too... Alright, let's try again. This isn't about choosing sides. It's about resolving the edict. Stay with me as my deputy at least that long, then I will release you from service.
Very well. I'll remain at your side at least until this edict is resolved. It beats sitting in a corner and waiting for Kairos' magic to kill us all.
Don't take it too personally. That's as tall a compliment as he's ever expressed.
She turns to Barik wearing a mixed expression.
As for you, you old sack of wine, this is war. Try to enjoy yourself.
The voices of Narad has already departed for camp, and I'm headed there now. Come, join us. We would be honored to have you join us for the assault. He lets out a wicked chuckle as he turns to depart. I mean, not like there's anything left for you here.
I got it.
Well, well, well. That's it for the evening, and that's it for the week. New quest, Assault on the Citadel. My word, what a hell of a game. Look at this. Act 1, 10:01, disfavored camp. Now, I want to make it clear, we're actually relatively close to the end of Act 1, I believe. I'm not certain. I think I got to the end of Act 1 last time I played. I don't know how much further it goes, so this is going to be. I am excited. I am enjoying it. I enjoy looking over those choices and going, fuck, which one do I want to choose and why? And being interested in making an actual difficult choice does allow chat to tease me about it. So that's a hell of a victory all the way around, I believe. A few more streams of Act 1. Fucking, she's right, but still. Potentially my meds have worn off and it's time for sleep. Or nothing else. Maybe I'm going to make myself a slice of toast, some of the peanut butter, and I'm going to enjoy a gentle, calm wind down for the rest of the evening. Upload this episode to our VODs channel. You can get there by going to here. Yeah, see, exactly. Well, it doesn't mean I can't complain about it. That's the whole point, isn't it? What if I do this? Puzzle? Yeah, there you go. There is a way just to see the numbers. You don't have to add it. Okay, I'm just telling you it's possible. In any case, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to tap Sam on the shoulder and see which is available for Wednesday night. We can play ourselves some Kingdom Hearts. Yes, that will alter the fortnightly rotation, but why not? I missed streaming with her. Let's give it a go, huh? Otherwise, be kind to yourselves, be gentle, and please tell the people you love them very much, okay? It's an important lesson. I want you to get on with it. Difficult times, to get through it by being kind to each other. Good night, everyone.